Hello, everybody. Welcome to an instant camp report coming to you from the VMAC. I am Brian Emhauser. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HawkBlogger. And I was going to tell you that the big news of the day was some things that happened during practice. But the big news of the day is what just happened. Adam Schefter just tweets that the Seattle Seahawks have signed Connor Williams to a one-year deal worth, I think, as much as $6 million to be your starting center for the Seattle Seahawks. This is a huge, huge addition to one of the biggest question marks in terms of position groups on the team. Scott Huff, Ryan Grubb get their man. They get the big addition to the offensive line that I think every Seahawks fan has been looking for years. And don't have a lot more details than that at this point, but folks, I've been talking about Connor Williams for weeks now. I've told you that this guy is one of the best centers in all of football, and now he's a Seattle Seahawk. So we're going to find out real soon whether Drew Rosenhaus played a really good game of poker and whether or not Connor Williams really is going to be ready to start the season, or whether it's going to be something that takes a little while to figure things out. But the point is, he's now a Seattle Seahawk. He's not a Baltimore Raven. He's not a San Francisco 49er. He's not one of any other team that wishes that they had this kind of addition to their offensive line at this point in the season. So the Seahawks have really lucked into a situation where a guy that most people thought was not going to play this year at all, some people thought would be retired, medically retired, is now miraculously going to be able to play this year. And because of that, very few teams were ready with salary cap, were ready with available position groups. They hadn't already signed. They've already signed other guys. The Seahawks happen to be in a situation where they have a second-year player, a fifth-round pick, and Olu Oluwatimi, who's been battling for center, with a guy in Nick Harris that was a veteran free agent, still a young guy, 25, but, not an expensive free agent. They have not invested in this position heavily. Now they have. And this is a guy that's not 35 on the last years of his career. He is 27. Assuming that he really is healthy, this is an opportunity for him to get acclimated to Seattle, to get acclimated to this team, and vice versa, and for this coaching staff to really start to recruit guys and show that they're building something that matters here. And so with the impending move of Brandon Aiyuk seeming more and more certain that he is going to leave San Francisco, and the addition of Connor Williams, this is a pretty seismic set of changes in the NFC West, assuming that they all happen, that the next domino does fall. I'm not saying this means the Seahawks are as good as the 49ers. I am saying it means their offensive line might be better than the 49ers. I think it might be in conversation, depending on how things go, with the Rams. So this is an absolute huge addition. He not only helps as a pass protector, but he really helps as a run blocker. As I've told you before, his grade as a run blocker last year was 90.5. It was second among any offensive lineman in the NFL last year, behind only Penei Sewell of Detroit. He had a higher run blocking grade than Trent Williams. So consider adding Trent Williams as a run blocker to the middle of your offensive line and tell me that that doesn't get you excited as a Seahawks fan. So just a huge, huge addition here for the Seattle Seahawks. I will probably have more for you later tonight once I get back home. I got about a few more minutes before I got to get back on the show on KJR with Softy, but I'm taking a quick break here and talking to you all about what's going on. So if you have any questions about how committed I am, I get 15 minutes between interview breaks or co-hosting with Softy. I'm on with all of you talking about this news. So absolutely big news for the Seahawks. We will see, hopefully later this week, Connor Williams in Seattle, and we'll get our eyes on him. I'm assuming we'll get a chance to ask him questions and talk to him, and we'll learn a lot more. We'll talk to the coach. We'll talk to other people. But this is a coup. This is an absolute coup for the Seattle Seahawks. And even if this doesn't work out, even if what you're left with is Olu Oluwatimi or Nick Harris or whatever, it still is an excellent addition. It's still an excellent move, an excellent gambit. We're going to find out more about the guarantees and the incentives as this unfolds. But in almost any situation, this is an absolute home run for the Seattle Seahawks. A huge, huge. I don't think you can imagine a bigger addition at this point. So that's the top story. I will probably have more for you later, so I'll talk a little bit more about Connor Williams then. I'm getting some text messages that are making me smile from people in the building that I've been texting about this particular signing, trying to get them to make this move. And I'm happy that they did. They're giving me crap now. So next, I will just say on the camp report, if you want to know what happened in practice today, the story of camp, talk about an absolute massive shift of conversation. You go from Connor Williams, who's a pretty well-known commodity, to Carlton Johnson, a guy I haven't mentioned at all. He's an undrafted free agent, I think out of Fresno State. Cornerback, had at least 5 pass breakups today. He was everywhere. It was one of the best practices I've seen a defensive back ever have. And I've been here for Richard Sherman. I've been here for Brandon Browner. I've been here for Walter Thurmond. I was even here for Marcus Trufant. So I've seen really good defensive backs. This was a remarkable practice. He just went on a total heater. And he even had one where he tipped it. It was then diving interception from D. Williams, the other undrafted free agent who converted from a receiver to a running back, to a defensive back. And D. Williams took it all the way back, not just past the line of scrimmage. He ran all the way past the coaches, all the way to the end zone. And Devin Witherspoon, who is on the sideline, was following after him with his helmet off, just whooping and hollering. So absolutely great day for Carlton Johnson. He was the player of the day. Geno Smith had a fantastic day today, made a lot of great throws. And we saw DK Metcalf getting back to it. We saw JSN having a really good day today, a lot of plays over the middle. So tons and tons of stuff going on with the offense, a good day for them. Tariq Woolen had another fantastic day. He's just having a fantastic camp. So a lot of good things there. I'm going to have to drop with you guys because I got to get back on with Softy here in just a few seconds. But, tune into KJR. If you haven't already, I will be talking about Connor Williams with Softy for sure. And then I'll probably do an emergency pod later tonight if I can get any of the guys on to talk about the Connor Williams signing. I also really hope that you have a chance to watch the George Fant interview I did today. Because of all of you, I was able to donate $2,000 to the George Fant Foundation. They help all sorts of kids. They're doing some stuff in Africa this year. And I am planning on doing more of that because of all of your support. We've already donated over $260,000 to charity over the years. Most of that's gone to Ben's fund. This year, I am going to be spreading the wealth, spreading the love a little bit more across different players' charities, coaches' charities. So keep an eye on that. And thanks to all of you, detail-oriented especially, for all of the donations you've been given here. You donated a bunch of memberships, YouTube memberships to other people, which was fantastic. The super chats, the joining at patreon.com/hawkblogger. I'm committed to making sure that what we do here continues to be charitable, even when I start to pull some money out for myself to cover some bills. So I'll have more details for you soon, but thanks to all of you for the support. If you haven't already, give the show a like, click subscribe, click the bell to get notified, because like I said, you never know when Connor Williams is going to get signed, and I'm going to go live. But please watch that Georgia Fant interview. I think it was great to see, and that's just the beginning of what we're going to do together. So until next time, take care, everybody. Go Hawks.